Now that you've downloaded and imported my Life in Color presets, I'm going to walk you through how to use them and adjust them so that they fit your photo the best that they can. I'm going to walk you through how I would edit a raw photo using Lightroom Desktop. So here is my photo, and then over here under presets, again you just click this button and then they'll pop up. I'm going to be using the Life in Color raw edits. You can actually also use the JPEG edits on a raw photo, but the raw presets were specifically designed for raw photos, so they're going to fit them a little bit better with a little less tweaking. So I'm going to go through all of them just to see which one I like best on this photo. And I think I like Rainbow Fizz the best on this one just because there's so much blue happening in the photo. I think it makes all of those colors really pop. So first we're going to start in the light category, and to me that already looks pretty much perfect with the way that the preset comes initially, but I'm just going to toggle through some stuff to see if I like it better darker or brighter. And I think I like the highlights right there, and I'm going to definitely lift the blacks because my hair is super duper dark in this photo and you can't really see much of it. So I'm going to lift that so that you see a little bit more detail in my hair. And say you shot your photo super underexposed, you can always lift this right here, the exposure. For me in this photo, I don't need to lift it, but that's always an option just to brighten things up even more. And now I'm going to scoot down to color. And like I said, I think the blueness of this edit really fits with the image. But if you prefer a warmer look, you can move this little bar right here, which is just the color temperature. And I'm going to go down to the color mixer, which is where you can adjust every single color on its own. You can make your reds look more pink or more orange, or your yellows look more green. You have a ton of freedom in this color mixer. So I just usually start with red and I work my way down. The reds pretty much look great in this one, the way that it comes. If you adjust the luminance, you kind of adjust how crazy bright you want your reds to be. So if I had the luminance all the way up, my lipstick kind of looks ridiculous. So then I just start to slowly bring it down until it looks how I want it to look. And that's kind of what I do with every color. I kind of take it to the extreme to see then how much of it I do or don't want. So I think the reds look really good right there. My lipstick looks pretty much how it did in real life, only just super poppy and enhanced. So I'm going to move to orange, and typically your skin tones are found within the reds and oranges. So I'm going to adjust the luminance because I do feel like my skin is looking a little bit pale. So I'm going to bring the luminance down a tiny bit, and then I'm also going to bring the saturation up because I do feel like my skin color was lost in the photo. It was a super overcast, gloomy, nasty day, but you can't tell when the edit's on because it makes it look like it was super fun and bright, but that is why my skin looks a little bit dull. So I'm just going to adjust the saturation a little bit more. And then there's not much green in this photo, so I'm going to leave the green out, and the yellow is pretty much where I want it to be. If I wanted the van in the back to be a little more understated, I could pull the saturation down, or if I wanted it to be a little more bright, I could pull the luminance up a tiny bit. But you have to be careful when you have multiple different colors in your photo, because when I adjust the luminance of the van, I'm also changing the balloons. So you just kind of have to watch out for that and see what you're actually adjusting. I think I'm going to leave the yellows there. And then the teals are pretty much all of the balloons and the sky. So I think I'm going to kind of leave them in the middle and then adjust the deeper blue to make the sky look a little brighter and bring up the saturation a little bit. And then if you want your blues to pull more teal, you can always adjust the hue to go towards green. But if you want them to be a little more cool tone and purple based, then you can pull it the opposite way. I'm going to kind of pull a little bit more towards purple than teal. And then there's not much purple or pink happening in this photo, so I don't really have to worry about adjusting those colors. But I'll just bring up the pinks a tiny bit. You can see that that changed this balloon right there. And then that's pretty much all that you really have to worry about adjusting. Just making sure that your skin tone looks accurate, that your hair looks like it does in real life. And if you are wearing a ton of makeup like I am, and I love makeup, a really important thing is to make sure your makeup when it's edited looks like it did in real life, so that your colors are true to how they really look. I think that's really important. So I think I like how this photo looks right here, and I'm going to be done editing it. So I hope that you found this little tutorial helpful. If you have any more questions, be sure to check back in the PDF to see if I've already answered them for you. And if not, you can always send an email to theclairenee@gmail.com, and I will try my best to answer all of your questions.